told me to back into 2 or 3. I guess that leaves either or. Do you ever wake up in your truck in the morning and wonder what the hell's going on with this market? One day you got rates all over the place, they're up great, you're making all kinds of money, and then the next thing you know, where'd they go? I think I've figured out a few shortcuts and tricks on that one. Talking a little bit about what I look for, what keeps me rolling. So let's talk about the market blues. Stick around, it's going to be a good one. Help us spread the word. Like and share this video so others know we're out here. I know to look for us. Become a subscriber. This way you're notified every time we put a video out. And we do so frequently. We are here in Martinsville, Virginia. The place is called Monogram. I don't know what they do, but they got something for a company called Golden Flake Snack Foods in Birmingham, Alabama. So we are going to get into door number 2 and we are going to get loaded. I already took the liberty of cleaning out the trailer. So when I picked it up, it wasn't all that clean. So, especially these furniture companies, they got a nasty habit of leaving these plastic 3M things that you attach to the walls, and they use to put the 2x4s across the. I don't know why they do that. They don't just buy load bars, but I will say one thing. 3M certainly knows how to make a product. And we are underway. Leaving Martinsville, Virginia. Bound for Birmingham, Alabama with a delivery tomorrow. We'll see what the market holds for me. I think it'll be alright. I'll be kind of out of sync and out of routine, but I'll be still keeping these airwaves percolating with good information. I'll certainly be excited to do the job. Anxious to get Deviator trucking off the ground. I'll certainly be making more moves, more strides to get that done. So you guys just bear with me. It will happen. Like Captain Picard, his saying is, make it so. Yeah, we're making good time. We're trucking across 85 right now. About an hour, give or take, out of Atlanta. There's a lot of people that are being risky tonight. They're doing exactly what that guy's doing right there, and it's driving me nuts. No signal light right in front of me. Don't care about the space or the law. Talked about earlier the markets. I know I've done a couple of videos on markets and stuff, but a couple of thoughts going on right now in the back of my mind that make me feel like you need to know a few things, and that's basically how to read the markets. I see a lot of different commentary on YouTube videos all over the place. How bad the market is, and how touchy it is. I don't really listen to opinions, but I'll tell you what, opinions do mean a lot. Because what it means to me is that people just don't know where to look. And they don't know how to read things. And it could be a number of factors. Could be whatever you're hauling, could be what your specialty is, could be your preferences, could be any number of things. I mean, that's fine, you know. Everybody's got their niche. Now, that's the way I've come to realize it. Everybody's good for something. The good Lord put diversity out here for a reason. So, I don't so much let the opinions stir me, I let the data move me. Alright? Yeah, you've heard me talk about Truck Report, you've heard me talk about FreightWaves. I mean, there are other places out there that I go on my downtime and I look for data. And I look to see what's going on. The best place to look for market information, emphasis on market information, is the market itself. Because there's other sources out there. You got DAT, you've got all the other major carriers. If you've got a way of figuring out what their total volume is and how many loads they're moving every day, you can pretty much figure out how good the market is. You know, but rather than look up all the load boards, there's a number of periodicals I look at. You know, DAT puts out as far as I know, a monthly report. But I've seen a couple of their printouts too, that they deal with weekly metrics as well, so that leads me to believe they also have some way of disseminating information every week. About this time of year, normally what happens is everybody starts moving to renew contract rates for the first quarter and second quarter of next year. And when all that's said and done, they sort of kind of even out all the freight moves. Hence where you see all the loads getting bounced from week to week. Because as they see load rates start to drop, they'll bounce loads to a cheaper time frame, and they'll hold off moving loads so that they can save some money, which makes sense. It's all great. But see, not all loads fit that criteria. You can't always do that. You know, so for some people, the market may be lousy. If they rely on that contract stuff, it may be down a little bit. Because contract rates, even though they're contract, they still have their seasonal trends. You know, you've got times where it's like just before Christmas. I mean, they're 2 months leading up to Christmas, man, they're cranking out loads left, right, and sideways. You know, there's some distributor places, like warehouses, you can't get into half the time. You're 4 hours, 5 hours getting unloaded because the truck volume in is so damn high. But there's two different ways of looking at it. You get contracted and you got your spot markets. Your spot markets aren't exactly so predictable because they're based on the overflow from contract, plus they're also based on other moves as well. You know, your containers, your reefers, your specialized, you know, a lot of that has to do with spot markets too. But I got looking at this one article and it's talking about how in some cases the increase from one to the other can be almost triple digits, up by 116%. In some cases 110%. Just depends on what you're looking for, and it depends on what your needs are. Me, I look for the shorter hauls. You know, Atlanta to Cincinnati, or I'll do Clyde, Ohio to Meridian, Mississippi, or I'll do Philadelphia to Atlanta. You know, I'll do loads like that. You can move them in one day, pretty much on and off the truck. You know, so, but back to the next segment, I'm going to talk about what I look for and how I can determine whether or not I'm looking at a load on board, a contract load, or if it's a spot market load. And we are here at Golden Flake Snack Foods, Birmingham, Alabama. Pretty much just about done with the unloading process. So it'll probably be about probably another 20-30 minutes. I'm going to be bringing out the paperwork. I know this because the whole trailer's been shaking for a while now, and every time it shakes a little bit, I hear the trash compactor here go nuts. This right here is what I categorize as an example. This is just my opinion, Mike. I doubt there's any fact behind this. But this is what I calculate as a, quote, spot load. Simply because I'm the only guy here. I'm the only one delivering the product that I had on the trailer. There hasn't been anybody else here all day. And as you can see, I'm the only fella. Look. No other rigs, no other over-the-road truck drivers. So that's one way that I use to determine if this is spot load versus contract. A good example for contract is when you're at a place and there's probably 15, 20 other over-the-road drivers dropping off similar loads. Another way that I use to determine is simply the price per mile. Price per mile isn't a guarantee on how to figure that out, but it's something I kind of use. Because when I look on the load board, generally I try to go for the loads that are off by themselves in the areas I want to go, but there doesn't happen to be 2 or 3 or multiple loads similar by different agents sitting on that same city or location I look at. If you look at other load boards, they do the same thing. If they got a contract out with a particular company to move 50 truckloads in a short period of time, you're going to see multiple brokers and multiple locations listing that same load for varying prices. But there's not going to be just one load, there'll be several. That's an example of a contract load trying to be moved. They're going to usually ask for a lower dollar value, and if you rely on just that, you're going to be hard pressed to make a buck and get ahead. The spot loads are a little bit more giving. Number one, you have a little room for flexibility. You can negotiate up the price, like other drivers I see doing. They'll look at a load, it's listed for $1,200, and they'll put in a bid for like $2,000. They won't get that $2,000, but they'll certainly up the ante a little bit. They'll get that load for maybe $1,500 or $1,800 as opposed to the $1,200 that was listed. Why just go for the little bit that's on the board when you know where you've got to go, what you're faced with, and what the load entails? Use that information to your advantage. The best way to determine that is to know what to look for and where spot market and contract rate split. And that's my 2 cents on the whole thing.
Don't forget to like, share, and become a subscriber. Consider yourself smarter for it. Until next time, be happy, stay safe, and make it